Hi everyone. So the demo which I'm going to showcase you is created for the internal users of bank, and we called it as a financial advisor. So what we are going to do is, so let me just start it again. Okay. So the financial advisor has mainly three components. One is like your orchestrator, who will orchestrate the entire agent line which we have. And this financial advisor has three main agents, which is one of your complaints agent, churn agent, and recommendation agent. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to say that one of my client, Kate Smith, emailed me that she wants to cancel her credit card. And can you please let me know why she wants to cancel her credit card? And then at first, our orchestrator will say, I don't have a customer ID, so I cannot investigate. So can you please provide me the customer ID? So now I'm going to say her customer IDs, some random numbers. And after that, sending the customer ID. Now the orchestrator has her customer ID. Now he will call the complaints agent to understand whether she did any complaints to us and whether we have something related to her in our database. And after that, he will call the complaints agent. So as you can see, he's calling the complaints agent, and we got the response from the complaints agent saying that there were some incorrect charges on her credit card statement, and she reported to us, but we were not able to do any follow-up with her, and maybe that's why she wants to cancel. But there can be some any other reasons too. Maybe because of that she wants to cancel her credit card. So I'm going to ask, like, maybe there are some other reasons because of that she wants to churn. And now what our orchestrator agent will do is he will call the churn agent, and through that churn agent we will look through all her past history and everything to understand, like, what's the main reason for her to cancel her credit card. And as you can see here, there can be three reasons. One is like she's not using the online banking that much, then her transaction amount is high but we are not offering her anything from her side, and the third is like the declining account balance trend. So maybe there might be some multiple accounts she is using other than us. So now I'm going to ask is, based on an entire profile, whether her transaction history, all her records, can I recommend something to her so that she won't churn? And in that case, our orchestrator agent will now call the recommendation agent, and he will give us the recommendation based on the profile of her. So we will consider her transaction value, if she have any loans, how she's paying her loans and everything. Based on that, we will get the recommendation, something like this, personalized for her. And now our advisors can go and directly contact Kate Smith and can talk to her. But this was just a front end. So for the back end, now what we're going to do is, this is how our backend look like, and it is our intelligent decisioning flow. And as Deepak mentioned, this is how you create decisions, that is your agentic AI workflows. So for that, first we will show you how our orchestrator agent is looking like. So the yellow node, as you can see there, is our orchestrator agent who will manage the line of agents which we have. We have three agents, as we said, and the orchestrator agent will first take a decision, then he will call the LLM, and after that we will route it to a appropriate agent, which can be your complaints agent, churn agent, and recommender agent. And then each agent is an individual agentic AI workflow for itself. And we also have the guardrails, and we will show that later in the video. So now let's just look into the complaints agent first. And as you can see, the complaints agent is a individual flow itself, and it has first, initially, what we're going to do is, once complaints agent is called, we will retrieve her data, whether how she's doing with her credits and everything, whether she's paying her loans on time and all that stuff, plus the complaint she did. We are going to retrieve that data. Then what we are going to do is, we are going to go through a analytical model which was created to understand whether there are any separate complaints or anything about frustration or anything. We are going to count that in as our request, and then based on that, we are going to construct the answer. That answer will go through a guardrail. That guardrail will look for the policies and all the things which have been set according to bank, and whether the answer created by the complaints agent was perfect according to policy or not. If not, we are going to regenerate again. After that, we can go into the churn agent. So again, churn agent is also an individual flow itself. And as you can see, There are again we are going to retrieve the customer data, and we have a gradient boosting model. Based on that, we will understand what's her probability of churning, and how we can stop that churn, like maybe offering something or stuff like that. We are not going to decide that here, but we can get the hints from here, from a gradient boosting model. And after that, our LLM will build an answer for us. Again, it will go through the guardrail, and then we will get a personalized answer for her. And now we can go into our last agent, which is the recommendation agent. So the recommendation agent, as I said, it will retrieve her entire personal data and everything. And based on the data, we will get a personalized recommendation. We are again going to consider her transaction value and everything, and maybe anything which we can offer her. But before that, we are going to take her through the journey of the customer tier classification, where we have an analytical model. Based on that, we will decide whether she is a high value customer for us, or a medium value, or a low value customer. Based on that, we are going to serve her. Maybe if she is a high value, we are going to give her a good condition. And then again, after that, you can do scoring and everything. So after creating this agentic AI workflow, we can test it based on the prompts which we created, so that we can understand whether all the output we are getting are according to the policies or not. And here is the analysis plot, where you can see how every decision was triggered and whether it is according to the policies which was set by the bank. After that, we can again go into the orchestration, and now we'll look into the test. So after creating the entire orchestration workflow, we are going to test that whether it is working perfectly for us. So here we gave a prompt for it to trigger the complaints agent. And now again we are going to look for the analysis plot, where whether if it is triggered the complaints agent or not. And as you can see, the dark line is going through the complaints agent. That means the query which I gave, it understood correctly. Orchestrator agent then called the complaints agent, and we got the appropriate response back to the user. And we can do multiple scenario tests. So if I want to do a test for the churn agent, or maybe the recommendation agent, we can also do that. And this is how our output will look like. So the query which I gave, this is how the response will look like. So response is appropriate for the customer. So we can pass it to the front end again, and front end will display that response. So after that, after everything looking into this backend, now we can look into how we can govern the LLMs. So this is how the model manager of SAS looks like. And as you can see, there are 577 models already. This can be anything. It can be your Python model, your analytical model, or your LLMs, or anything. And then we can go into the projects. In projects, we can see the number of projects we have, then what are the operational status of the projects, which are in production, which are in review, or how our models are doing. So if any model needs a review, we can check it here. And after that, what I'm going to do is, I'm going to search for a project which was related to LLMs. And what we did is, we have deployed all the model families possibly we have seen. And as you can see, there are two types. One is on-cloud LLMs which have been deployed, and there are second which are your on-prem LLMs, which are your Mistral, Quen, and everything. So now, if I want to use any LLM which I want, I just have to drag and drop in my decision, and I can start using. So yeah, that was the demo. The demo is live on the booth, so if anyone wants to see, they can come and directly view the live demo. Thank you.